guys, Joe on it coming back in here again with another battle replay for Rome 2. We have a 2v2 large army port assault here. We have two armies from Syracuse defending one of their ports here against two large armies from Carthage. Let's get over some of the army comps here real quick. We have here on this side the army, one of the armies of Carthage here being commanded by Armored Scarab. His general he has brought a unit of noble cavalry. He also has several units of other cavalry. He's got some of the Numidian noble cavalry here, a couple of units of the mercenary Campanian cavalry. He's brought a whole host. He's got some African pikemen. He's got a ton of Iberian swords, mercenary swords all over, Libyan infantry, bunch of the late period hoplites. So yeah, he's got a ton of infantry over here. Let's get over to the other Carthaginian army as far as their land is concerned. That is being controlled by Beastmaster. His general is a regular normal general's bodyguard. He has again a ton more of the mercenary Iberian swords, a couple Italian swords over here. He's brought two units of the Carthaginian cavalry. More of the infantry is Libyan infantry here. He's got a bunch of Libyan infantry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 units of Libyan infantry. Again, more hoplites over here on his left flank. And he's brought a bunch of the mercenary Cretan archers, a couple of Balearic slingers here, and he also has two units of his African pikemen. Let's get out into the water real quick. Again, large force here coming in by boats, kind of trying to come in on the port side. They have a whole bunch of the Libyan hoplites on boats as well, and they also have brought a couple of the artillery boats. Again, for armored side over here, bunch more of the Libyan hoplites, and he also has brought one boat of the light artillery Penteris. I guess that's how you say it. Let's get into the city here. We have two of the Syracuse armies here, one of them being commanded by Charlie Sigzulu, the other one being commanded by Unclutch or Chronic Masturbator. Let's go over some of Charlie's units here. He has brought with him, his general is a Hippias Lancer, right there in the town center. He also has hoplites strewn around the city, mercenary Italian cavalry, two units on that side. He has brought with him a giant ballista. He's got a bunch of thorax swordsmen, some more pikes. Back over here, he's got a couple of units of peltasts and just a whole bunch of hoplites as well, just to hold the choke points. And we'll get into Unclutch's army. He has also brought a Hippias Lancer's general. He has brought with him 16 units of Thurio spears between the boats and the land. That's a lot of Thurio spears. He also has 5 units of militia hoplites, 1 ballista there, 6 units of archers here. He has also brought with him a couple of units of his citizens' cavalry back over here on this rear line here. And he also has 6 units of his thorax swordsmen and 2 pikes. So without further ado, it's a 34-minute battle, so let's get this one going. And we're already seeing some of the defending seafaring boats on their way out to meet the Carthaginian boats as they're making their way in here. I really like seeing the boats. You don't really see a lot of the port assaults here, so we'll see. I mean, it definitely looks like Carthage is outnumbered here as far as the sea part is concerned, but we'll have to see. Good shot there. Actually, both of these boats, yeah, both of these boats right off the bat sinking. That's amazing. We have a Syracuse boat here that is already on fire. He's taking massive damage. He is starting to sink. Carthage boat over here sinking. Another Carthaginian boat here sinking. So already a lot of damage being done here by the Syracuse Navy against the Carthaginian Navy. But Carthage was able to sneak. Looks like they've snuck 2 boats here so far. 2 units of Carthaginian hoplites. This boat will more than likely not make it. It is on fire. Well, maybe it will. Let's see if they're going to be able to pull all the way through here. But like I said, it seems that Syracuse has definitely handled the incursion of Carthaginian fleet here. Yeah, the Carthage is pretty much out of boats here, but they are quickly rushing these 2 boats to the beach here. As you can see, Syracuse is going to have to start moving units over here. I guess they thought maybe their navy was going to be able to hold this all off but it does look like Carthage is going to land at least 3 boats, unless this one completely catches on fire. It is still moving. Oh, nope, it's done. Okay, so Carthage will be able to land 2 boats. Let's get on over here to the land battle, see if we have anything going on yet. We do have a couple of shots coming off from some of the ballistas here for the Syracuse defense. 2 of the units of the Numidian cavalry riding around over onto this left flank of the town, or the settlement I should say. Maybe going to start getting some fire in onto a unit of Thurios hoplites here. Maybe, okay, it seems like they're moving a little bit closer. Are they going in for a charge? I wonder. Yes, they are. Going in for a charge here against some Thurios hoplites. So, not too bad. Maybe that might have been a misclick because he's quickly pulling them back. He probably tried to maybe get some shots in onto the giant ballista there, but they ended up pulling a little bit too far forward. We do have some of the mercenary Cretan archers here from Beastman's army coming around. We do have another unit of the mercenary Balearic slingers here getting some really good shots in onto this Thurio spear front line here. Let's see what's going on over here at the beach real fast. Okay, so yeah, these 2 units of the Carthaginian hoplites have landed, but they are quickly being closed in upon by a unit of thorax swordsmen here, Thurio spears, another unit of thorax swordsmen coming around, and 2 units of thorax swordsmen here as well. So it seems that the land attack here for Carthage did not go the way that they wanted to go. As you can see, there is just a whole ton of boats still here for Syracuse that will be obviously able to just come back over and land and continue with the town defense. Up over here we do have a couple of units of the Libyan infantry starting to make their way up to the front line here. Let's get a zoom in. Let's keep an eye, take a look here at some of the melee combat that's going to go on here with the front line. There is another unit of Thurio spears here throwing their javelins out. Libyan infantry are now starting to pull back from this engagement here. Libyan infantry pulling up over onto this side, getting ready to take on another unit of hoplites here, but Thurio spears right behind them, getting their javelin throws off. Let's see if the Libyan infantry decides to return. Yes, they did. Big return fire, killed 5 men, 6 men on that first volley, but they're getting knocked down pretty well too. They've lost 12 men so far in that unit. Let's get on over here, see what's going on with Beastman's army. Ooh! Okay, so we have Charlie 6 Zulus pulled out a decent amount of cavalry out here, just bringing it to all of the Libyan infantry over here, but quickly closing in are the 2 units of Carthaginian cavalry from Beastman's army over here, trying to catch up to the Italian cavalry here from Syracuse. Also, we have the 2 units of the Campanian cavalry, coming over here from Armored Scarab's army, probably just going to come over and give a hand to make sure that these 2 units of cavalry from Syracuse get handled quickly. Unit of thorax swordsmen pushing up into the front line here, taking on a unit of the Libyan infantry. The thorax swordsmen are here backing up Thurios hoplites. Hoplites have lost 60 men so far in this unit, and we have the Libyan infantry here still taking on some hoplites here. Carthage has also pressed around to the flank, to the full left flank of this settlement is also getting shot at from behind here. Actually, they're getting some shots from the Scorpion Penteris, or Penteris, I'm guessing, and they're also getting some of the fire off from the archers here on these boats as well. So well done there by the defending Charlie 6 Zulus archers here, getting around, getting some really good shots into the rears of some of these mercenary noble fighters, Libyan infantry here, and another unit of Libyan infantry here. And the defense of the beach has been completed, and all of these forces that are here for Syracuse will end up pulling back up into the town. So we see way over here, one of the units of the mercenary Italian cavalry has been routed off of the battlefield. The other one is starting to waver here as well. So that's a little bit of a bad sign here for the Syracuse defenders, but they did move 2 units over here onto the side, 2 units of militia hoplites over here on boats. So hopefully they'll be able to push in on this side and maybe give a little bit of a hand to the defenses coming up from a beach attack. Carthage still over here pushing up more and more units into this hoplite unit, but they are getting absolutely shredded by these well-placed 4 ships here full of archers. They are also Scorpion units, Scorpion boats, like I said. So this This is probably going to be a massive kill pocket for all of these Libyan and mercenary nobles that are coming up over into this side. This unit of Libyan infantry here is also starting to lose their numbers as well, trying to push through this unit of hoplites here. Up in this main road here for Carthage, we have another unit of Libyan infantry pushing up, Thurio spears and hoplites pushing out to meet them here. Let's zoom back in there again, get some more of this combat. Zoom in all the way here. That's some good fighting. Good solid fighting here. 2 units of spears holding off a unit of swords. But I do see some spears, some javelins coming in on this side. Good placement here by this unit of mercenary Iberian swordsmen. Getting some really, really good javelin fire in on the sides of these hoplites. Their numbers are dwindling here. The unit of Thurio spears are losing men as well. As we can see, some of the units of the Syracuse archers pushing around over onto this side. Probably going to push up, maybe try and defend and help hold off this frontal attack. Oh, unit of hoplites is already starting to waver. This is not a good sign for this initial choke point here, but Syracuse is already preparing for their second line of defense here in this choke point scenario. Pushing up a unit of thorax swordsmen, Thurio spears just still holding. Let's get back over here onto Beastman's side. Let's see how well he's able to hold. So the 2 units that were in the water here have pushed up onto land, but are quickly getting cut down by 2 units of the mercenary Campanian cavalry over here from Armored Scourge army. And these 2 units are now completely trashed off of the battlefield. We do still have a unit of the Italian cavalry over here for Charlie's army over here, but they are being watched by 2 units of the Carthaginian cavalry over here, so I don't think that unit of cavalry is going to be around very much longer. Well-placed archers here, getting some fantastic rear shots in onto these Carthaginian hoplites and Libyan infantry on this side. These 2 units being held back by a unit of Thurio spears. Thurio spears here also throwing their javelins into these 2 attacking units from Carthage. Let's try and zoom around a little over here, see what's going on. We do have a couple of units, still more units of archers just holding their fire over here, getting ready maybe to get another volley into the backs of these men over here. 1, 2, 3, 2 units of Libyan infantry here with a unit of Carthaginian hoplites, late Carthaginian hoplites trying to mince swords against a unit of Thurio spears, thorax swordsmen, another unit of thorax swordsmen in reserve here. So far, we've got a pretty good battle going on. A lot of fighting, a lot of choke points being defended and attacked here in these streets. Carthage making a big push up here. He's brought up a unit of his African pikemen. Does he have both units? No, 1 unit of hoplites, Carthaginian hoplites, unit of Libyan infantry, and some more of the other unit of the African pikemen here. Are the pikes in pike formation? They are just getting their pikes out, which means they will be able to handle this unit of thorax swordsmen rather well, as they have 2 units in front of them defending them from any of this archer fire. Let's get to see over here. Ooh, we got a break over here. Thorax swordsmen starting to waver. One of the artillery crews here, Charlie 6 Zulu's artillery crew, is breaking. They're routing, sorry. This thorax swordsman was starting to break. They are shaken and losing current combat. They are taking a unit of African pikemen, a couple more units of Libyan infantry, and a unit of Carthaginian hoplites making their way over here as well. Let's check back over here into this rear corner. Okay, so the 4 units of archers that were on those Scorpion boats have now come out onto the land, so they will more than likely be a huge help in the defense of these choke points. Carthage has slowed his attack. He's got only 2 units of the hoplites in here attacking. He has another 2 units of hoplites here held in reserve, just waiting for an opportunity to push forward. We do see a bunch of units of infantry here pulling back away from this front line, which is understandable. He was clumping up a lot of units here. So, okay, so the Carthaginian armies have taken the front of the settlement. Ooh, that was a big shot there by some of the artillery here. Italian swordsmen pushing up, African pikemen, some more Italian swordsmen, Iberian swordsmen. Ooh, big shot there. Taking out a lot of these units before they're even able to get up to the main line of fighting here. We have a pretty solid push coming in here. I believe this is a combination of Beastman and Armored's armies. trying to push in against a couple of units of hoplites here. You see Charlie's general starting to make his way around. Maybe he's going to come over here and try and give some buffs off to these units over here to up their morale, make sure that they are able to hold off. Beastman has used pretty much his entire army, at least on this side. He's got 3 units of infantry here, a couple more units of infantry here. They are being backed up by 3 units of the ranged here, 2 units of Cretan archers, and a unit of the mercenary slingers. African pikemen here in this main road coming into the town center, which is right here, that yellow ring. This is where the town center will be. So we'll hopefully see them get their pikes down and maybe get into combat, because right now they are just out in the middle of nowhere, and we are starting to see some of the archers here from Syracuse getting in some big ooh, huge rip through that line of hoplites right there by the giant ballista. Another big volley coming in onto some of these pikemen as they're trying to move up and get into position to try and back up this unit of Libyan infantry. More units of hoplites making their way over. A couple units, 1 unit of pikes. A couple more units of hoplites have moved over. Thorax swordsmen still holding strong here. I have a couple of units breaking on this side, pulling back. Libyan hoplites pulling back from Carthage on the left flank over here, getting absolutely rained down upon by these archers that have made their ways off of the boats. So it seems that Syracuse is going to be able to hold this left side of the settlement for now. We'll see what's going to happen. Actually, they're pulling out a unit of the Thurio Spears, trying to finish off the rest of the unit of Libyan hoplites that are here. This Thurio Spear unit is about to get rear charged by some more Libyan hoplites, another unit of Libyan hoplites, and yet another unit of Libyan hoplites now charging in against a unit of Thorax swordsmen. Let's get back over onto this side, see how we're doing over here. Just a big old grind fight here. Actually, we're just going to zoom in and get some eyes on some combat over here. Wonder why there we go. That's where the sound is. Okay. So we'll just keep an eye around over here. Lots and lots of fighting over here. Choke points being held fantastically so far by the Syracuse troops. Thurio Spears holding Thurios and Thurios hoplites and Thurio Spears here holding very strong, actually backing off a unit of the Libyan infantry here. Mercenary Balearic Slingers getting some shots in onto the Thurio Spears here now. So that will hopefully aid this unit of Libyan infantry to maybe be able to break through on this side. So far I'm not seeing any real abilities aside of this main road here. This main road is just being cluttered with troops here by the Carthaginian armies. This left side over here on the settlement, more units of Carthage starting to break. Libyan hoplites breaking. Another unit of late Libyan hoplites in combat here with some more Thurio Spears, hoplites. The unit of Thorax swordsmen back here reinforcing the 2 units of spears here. It seems that this flank here, this choke point here, has been again held off by a unit of Thorax swordsmen taking on a unit of the late hoplites here. We do have Charlie's general starting to make his way around over to here, just make his presence known, I guess. Armored's general seems to be sitting way back over here. Not that he really needs to move him in just yet. Let's see where Beastman's general is. Beastman's general has made it up closer to the front lines. He and these 4 units of mercenaries here holding right in here, waiting to see where they're going to be needing to be pushed up. Okay, so here's another huge push in. I'm guessing this is all Armored's units here. Huge push into this choke point battle. Unit of hoplites now being reinforced by a whole bunch of Libyan infantry, mercenary swords. We do have a unit of peltasts in here for Syracuse, starting to try and defend off some of these infantry units. So that's going to be a good sign. Peltasts are pretty awesome units, melee, and they also have the javelin capabilities as well. Ooh, better move. They're going to need to move some units over into this choke point because there's a large 4 units here, 4 units coming in, charging up. This unit of Thorax swordsmen did regain their composure, though. I'm guessing the general came over and gave them some words of wisdom, yelled some things at them to get them back into the fight here. This unit again is starting to break, though. They are taking on 3 other units of mercenaries here, though, so it's understandable that they would break. More of armored units are starting to push up. Unit of the late hoplites had broken, are now returning. We have some of the mercenary scutari pushing up as well over here. Unit of hoplites are regaining their composure. They're pretty beat up. They're down to 54 men. We have a couple of units of the Carthaginian cavalry on this side now, though. Let's see what they're going to try and do. Maybe you're going to try and get in and get some charges in onto these swordsmen who are not in a shield wall, but they're going to have to worry about the picked hoplites here. Hoplites are in their hoplite wall, so spears are out in front of them. Not entirely sure what this cavalry is going to do, but we do have a decent still amount of cavalry here. 2 units of the bow cavalry and 2 units of the heavy melee cavalry here for Carthage. Oh, archers. Archers galore over here. 3 units of the archers that had come off the boats, just getting some fantastic shots into these mercenary Iberian swordsmen. Late Libyan hoplites trying to push up there. That's the unit that had recovered themselves, trying to get themselves back into combat as well. Let's get back over onto this other side here. We do have Unclutch and Charlie combining their forces on this side. Actually, some really good shots from this archer unit here from Charlie 6 Zulus, starting to break this unit of Libyan infantry. Carthaginian hoplites and Libyan infantry over here, exhausted. As you can see, the red dot over there, over the top of their flag. Their morale is definitely not doing well. Mercenary Balearic slingers, unit of Cretan archers, are in melee combat. I guess they're all out of ammunition already. That's not really a good sign. As the attackers, you kind of want to hold some of your ranged abilities. But I guess the army over here has used all of his ranged abilities, ammunition. That's just the word I was trying to find there. 2 more units of Libyan infantry here, starting to push up into some thorax swordsmen here, holding strong. These 4 units of thorax swordsmen are holding strong. They will not give up without a fight. This is their port settlement, and they will defend it to the death. Still trying to push in on this side here, though. Carthage is using a lot of units. They have 4 units here. One of the Libyan hoplites is starting to waver. Again, this amount of archers, I mean, it's only 3 units of archers right here, but they are able to just get some fantastic volleys down onto some of the reinforcing units here. Another 3 units of archers over here. Going to start lofting some shots right up over these buildings. Oh, we have a unit of Carthaginian cavalry coming in for a charge onto some thorax swordsmen, but just at the last second they were able to get into their shield wall, so that charge was all for naught. Not being very effective over here. These units of archers are just getting some fantastic angles onto these units of mercenary Iberians and Libyan hoplites here. That is some rough shots right there. Still trying to push in on this side. They are making... This is the furthest that they have come so far. This attack here has been completely stopped. Completely handled here by the Syracuse armies. That's a little rough. Okay, so over on this side, we do have some couple of cavalry units coming over here. Unit of the bow cavalry, Numidian noble cavalry coming over here. I'm not entirely sure what they're going to do. Let's keep an eye on, see what they're going to be able to do here. They're just going to charge right into combat. I would assume they probably will, yeah. They're going to charge right up and sit right here. So, well done. Well placed there. Just brought them right in here onto the flank of this unit of thorax swordsmen, getting some really good side shots, flanking shots onto both of these units. Here comes the Syracuse general. I believe this is Charlie's general coming over. Not sure if he's going to charge in or maybe just come over here and just give some more morale. Let his units know that they need to continue fighting and continue holding this settlement, continue holding this flank. They do not want to succumb to the forces of Carthage here. Syracuse doing everything that they can to hold off this onslaught, continuous onslaught by the Carthaginian mercenary scutari, mercenary swords, hoplites over here. Oh, we have a unit. What was that? That was a unit of Carthaginian cavalry that just broke there. Another unit of Carthaginian cavalry has pulled back from the main line. Thorax swordsmen held strong. Like I said, thorax swordsmen over here held strong, being backed up by a unit of the picked hoplites, Sorio spears. Archers just thrown around. thorax swordsman here, another unit of Thurio spears over there as well. Okay, so this push here actually has been pushed back as well. We do have a unit of pikemen here, hoplites, and thorax swordsmen holding the front line against a unit of the late Carthaginian hoplites. Iberian swords, depleted unit of Iberian swords pushing their way up as well. Where did that general go? Okay, he's pulling back. So general bodyguard for Beastman's army is pulling back. We do have a unit of the Campanian cavalry on this side from Armored Scarab's army. More of the mercenary Numidian noble cavalry had pulled up, getting some more volleys into these units as they turn. Pulling back up, forming themselves up here. Maybe going to try and get some more volleys to throw in here as well. Yeah, just random javelins coming in, picking down onto these units of thorax swordsmen. It looks like this side might actually break. Carthage might actually have an opportunity to start making their way into the city. Coming through here, unit of the Numidian cavalry. Again, sorry. Numidian cavalry in here, melee combat. I guess they're all out of their ammunition here as well. Trying to take on a couple of units of the thorax swordsmen, a unit of archers here. Thurio spears and Thurios hoplites. We do have a unit of the Cretan archers starting to break though. Let's get back over here to this main push. Again, held strong by Syracuse. They just have the right units at the right places at the right times. We do have noble cavalry now starting to push around into this main street for this settlement. Let's see where they're going to end up going. Looks like maybe they're just going to form. Oh, they're going to come around. I'm guessing they're going to come around over to here and start trying to help the Carthage forces on this side push in. The general's bodyguard over here for Beastmaster's army is holding in the rear lines here. African pikemen starting to push up now for Carthage. This could be a bad situation for some of these infantry units here for Syracuse. African pikemen are pretty nasty, but I don't know exactly where they're going to go. Unit of Iberian swordsmen here breaking. Late Carthaginian hoplites are probably going to break. These pikemen are not going to be able to get over here in time to give aid to these hoplites. And yes, so okay, on this side we have a whole host of cavalry now coming over here, unit of Libyan infantry, and we are breaking through. Carthage is breaking through on this right flank of the city. Thorax swordsmen trying to hold to the last. We had a unit of citizen cavalry that were up over here, but they are pulling back. And we also saw the Hippeus Lancer General here for Unclutch's army has pulled back closer to the town center. We are seeing some more of the units on this left flank of the city, Carthaginians' viewpoint, at least left flank of the city, starting to pull their way back all the way across to the other side of this settlement, maybe to give some aid, because this is about to fall, and this is going to be a lot of cavalry going to be able to start running through the streets. They have 2 units of cavalry, unit of infantry, and a unit of horse archers here. Here comes the noble cavalry over here from Armored Scarab's general. We do have the general bodyguard for Beastmaster's army up over here, making his presence known, but they are getting shot. They are taking fire from... What are they taking fire from? Did not see. Okay, we have a unit of archers here, getting some volleys off onto the general. I guess these archers way over here, are they able to fire that far? They are firing. I'm not sure exactly where they're firing. Okay, here comes a big push. Syracuse General over here for Unclutch is being taken on by a unit of the Numidian Noble Cavalry. Some more of the Companion Cavalry coming in, 2 units of Companion Cavalry taking on a unit of Citizen Cavalry, and a unit of Thurio Spears just absolutely got whacked into right there. Losing numbers, losing combat decisively. Not good. Syracuse General over here losing some of his men in this unit here. And the unit of Thurio Spears that was there has now routed. So I do see the Companion Cavalry coming around, getting in. Are they going to go in for another charge? No, hoplites have... No, they are. They're going to try and just charge through this unit of hoplites. Not that it really matters. There's only 50 of them here. So their hoplite wall is definitely not as strong as it should be, or it could have been if this was a full unit. Companion Cavalry now getting a charge in on the Hippeus Lancer General here for Unclutch. Citizen cavalry is getting absolutely wiped off by this companion cavalry unit here. This is not looking good for the Syracuse defenders on this side. Though Syracuse still does have all of these units in the open here now. All of these units have defended off the forces that were attacking this main road. So they will be able to be spread back out and continue helping in defense of this settlement here. Let's see what's going on. Citizen cavalry has broken. We do have the noble cavalry now coming in. Another unit of Libyan infantry coming around. Unit of thorax swordsmen and the militia hoplites have moved up closer to be into the combat, trying to lock down this unit of the companion cavalry. See how well the Pace general is losing numbers. He's still holding strong here, but oh, they're about to get rear charged. Oh, this is not going well. Pace Lancers did not lose any men on that charge, but they are now surrounded. They are completely surrounded by 3 units of cavalry, another unit of the melee infantry coming over here as well for Carthage, and the noble cavalry general sitting back just watching. Some really good flank fire here by a lot of the 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 units of archers here, maybe 7. No, they're not firing. 6 units of archers getting some fantastic shots in. We have a unit of citizen cavalry coming in with a fantastic rear charge onto some of these Libyan infantry here. Mercenary Iberian swordsmen starting to break. African pikemen will be breaking very shortly. I don't even know if they have their pikes down. They do have their pikes down, but they're not really in a formation, so they're not going to really be able to do very much. Let's see how this flank is going over here. We have a unit of mercenary Scutari being taken on by 2 units of Thurio spears. Unit of Iberian swordsmen and Scutari here being held by a unit of picked hoplites and a unit of Thurio spears. So it seems that Carthage, wow, the Carthaginian armies are pretty much destroyed. Very well done choke point defenses here by Syracuse. Charlie 6 Zulu and Unclutch, fantastic job. You guys got the units there where you needed them to be, when you needed them to be there. Just more units are breaking from archer fire. We have still these 3 units of archers here just unloading on these units of Libyan infantry and African pikemen. Pikemen have corrected themselves. Let's see what they're going to do. Actually, it looks like they're just going to try and charge right back into combat. Get into their pike formation? No, not really. They will not get into their pike formation and starting to get absolutely obliterated again. More archer fire. It's a shame that the Carthage did not have any more of their archers left. And this flank has been well defended again by Syracuse. So we have little less than 5 minutes left in this battle. Carthage has 3 units of cavalry left. They do have another unit over here. What is this? Scutari over here. Scutari broken here. This unit of Scutari is about to be enveloped by all of these units here. We do have a unit of citizen cavalry now coming in on a big charge. That unit is starting to waver. They will be gone momentarily. So let's see what the Carthaginian players are going to try and do here. We do have the 2 units of the companion cavalry. Noble generals starting to move forward up into these front lines, going in for a charge against thorax swordsmen and militia hoplites, running right through these 2 units. My God, they just crushed them. Noble cavalry is no joke. Do have a unit of archers coming over, out of ammunition, archers coming over to help these 2 units on the front line, but thorax swordsmen have broken, picked hoplites have broken. Archers now fighting the unit of noble cavalry. Don't think that's going to bode very well for them. Companion cavalry now coming in with charges in onto the archers, but because the general was here, those charges were not very effective. That's a bit of a shame. They could have tore right through that unit of archers and started to get into the Pace Lancer general for Charlie 6 Zulu. Let's check back over here real quick. Yes, so Unclutch did end up losing his general on that side, defending this back rear road, I should say. They were able to hold off these units of cavalry, and now these 2 units of companion cavalry have been locked into melee combat. The Pace general here for Charlie 6 Zulu's army has gotten their way over, locked in here, and the Carthaginian general back here has gotten into combat with a unit of citizen cavalry, and the units coming down and around to aid the citizen cavalry. No. So this citizen cavalry is probably not going to fare very well against this noble general. Noble cavalry is starting to cut them down, but we do see some red lines here. What do we have moving up? We have another unit of archers starting to move up. Probably going to start trying to get some shots in onto this noble cavalry as well. Let's get another zoom in here. Some more of these battles here in the streets. Do see some archer fire coming across. Probably some more javelins being thrown by some of the Thurio spears that are making their way over. A unit of peltasts have now made their way into combat as well. Both of these units of the Campanian cavalry, though, are still holding strong. They're doing rather well. Let's see how many kills they have. 168 for that unit, 189 for that unit. You do see the noble general starting to pull back. He has 127 kills. Were they able to? Yes, they were able to best that unit of the citizen cavalry on this side. So one less cavalry unit for the defenders, and we do have the 3 units from Carthage starting to pull back away from the front line again. Wonder where he might try and make another attempt. Maybe try and come around this way and push up into this, because they do only have 1 unit of swords here. I don't think these picked hoplites would be able to make it over. Oh, there's a road here. Okay, I didn't see there was a road there. Yeah, not looking very well for Carthage, but they do still have these 3 units of cavalry. So, I mean, but there are just a ton of infantry units and archers left over here for Syracuse. So I'm just going to say right now that not a big guess here. I'm going to say that Syracuse will have successfully defended their port settlement here. A lot of Syracuse soldiers lost their lives. Lots of Carthaginian soldiers have lost their lives here in this defense and attack. Thorax swordsman pushing out to come up to meet the unit of the noble general cavalry here. Noble cav now getting another big charge. Oh, big charge. Thorax swordsman here. Maybe they should have been in their shield wall. They might have been able to defend that charge a little bit better, but they are being reinforced by a unit of picked hoplites here. Unit of the Campanian cavalry making their way up to reinforce the noble cavalry general. Ooh. Pace Lancer General coming out and around, being reinforced by a ballista crew. Oh no, sorry, 3 units of the archers here for Syracuse coming around. We are seeing that the Carthaginian General is starting to waver. So 17 seconds left in this battle. Guys, that was fun. That was really fun. Like I said way back at the beginning, don't really see a lot of port assaults. I liked the quickness of the moving around of all of the boats out here. I was kind of shocked that Carthage was able to land even 2 boats onto this beachhead here, just with the amount of boats that were here for the Syracuse defense. So, okay, guys, let's end the replay here. We'll get into the army comps. Sorry if I messed up a little bit here and there. There were a lot of units on the field. So let's get into Charlie 6 Zulu's army. His general had 30 kills here. His 4 units of archers, 89, 213, 90, and 139. Fantastic. His militia hoplites here out on the boats. I'm guessing these are all the boats that got sunk out at sea. So I guess Syracuse ended up losing a lot more boats than I had thought. 2 units of militia hoplites here. I guess these were part of the land battle as well. Not entirely sure. Maybe these were the 2 units that landed on the shore over there. They got rear charged by the the Carthaginian cavalry. The Greek giant ballista, 144 kills. That was the one I believe was ripping through the lines as the Carthaginian armies were pushing up. 3 units of the Italian cavalry that pushed out onto the defenders' left flank ended up being not very useful at all. 7, 7, and 2. Peltast here, 75, 82. Get into his hoplite wall, 34, 42, 54, 84, 224 kills for this unit of hoplites. That's amazing. Again, like I've said in a few of my other videos, spearmen and pikes and everything like that, they're not really designed to get a whole ton of kills. Their job is to hold choke points, and that's it. And these hoplites here did their job very well. 224 kills again for this hoplite unit. Picked hoplites, 98. Now we get into his thorax swordsman, 303, 191, 98, 132, 165, 130, 151, and 164. Wow. Great numbers there by Charlie 6 Zulu's thorax swordsman here. Again, Charlie's the guy who sent the replay in. Dude, again, thank you so much for sending in this replay. It was a lot of fun to cover. Let's get to Unclutch's army. His Hippias Lancers general was the one that was surrounded, so he only ended up with about 47 kills. Thurio Spears here. He did have a ton of Thurio Spears, so let's get into his. He had 101, 114, 147, 84, 26, 89, 30, 11, 50, and some more Thurio Spears down here, 38, 54, 120, and 42. Let's get into his Militia Hoplites, 0 and 12, and his fleet didn't really produce very much, 0, 0, and 1. His Ballista, 332 kills, well done there. Citizen Cavalry, 22, 152, and his archers just saved that whole right side of their defending flank, right side of their settlement. 154, 144, 111, 209, 227, 182. Absolutely fantastic. Pikeman here, 290 and 216. We get into his Thorax Swordsman, 24, 70, 195, 61, 162, and 318. And these are more of his Thurios Hoplites. Actually, Thurios Hoplites here, 0, 47, and 120. But again, kills aren't very necessary for Hoplites. They are just there to hold choke points. I'm guessing this one didn't really have a chance to get into combat, as they have 0 kills, and that unit was completely killed. Let's get into Armored Scarab's army here for Carthage. His Noble Cavalry, 140 kills. His Libyan Javelin coming in on boats, 0 kills. I'm guessing all of these boats were sunk as well. Artillery sunk. Libyan Hoplites, 0, 2, 0, 2, 0, and 0. His Companion Cavalry, 185, 193. His Mercenary Numidian Noble Cavalry, 146, 264 kills. I'm going to guess not all of that was from their ranged capabilities. African Pikemen, 120, 107. Getting into his late Hoplites, 56, 25, 45, and 12. His Libyan Infantry, 71, 171, 72, 64, 205, and 154. Getting into his mercenary units now, 212, 85, 72, 88, 26, 44, 154, and 107 to round out Armored Scarab's army here. Getting into Beastmaster's army here, his general was 0 kills. His Carthaginian Hoplites coming in on his boats, I guess, as well, 0, 0, 7, 9. His light artillery has 21 kills, and his other 4 units of Libyan Hoplites coming in on boats with 0 kills as well. I'm guessing these are all boats that were sank, that they have 0 kills and no men left remaining in the units. Carthaginian Cavalry, 71 and 77. Mercenary Balearic Slingers, 116. Cretan Archers, 79, 71, and 131. African Pikemen, 35, 76. Not very well done. Not a whole lot of kills here for these guys, but they were coming in against a whole ton of archers here for the defenders. Late Carthaginian Hoplites, 77, 35, 38, 73, 19 into his Libyan Infantry. 235, 260, 57, 244, 90, 143, 126, and 199, and 89. And to round out his army here with his mercenaries, 80, 114, 36, 59, 52, and 103. Really fun battle, guys. About a little over a half an hour long. I had fun covering this replay. Charlie, again, thanks to you for sending the replay in. And I just want to give you guys a reminder that I am a part of the Backseat Generals. It is myself, Gorm, Mjolnir, and Lord Ellington. There we go. I was remembering Ellington Total War. I couldn't remember Lord Ellington. So I'll put their links down in the description below. Also, please, if you guys are enjoying the content that I'm putting up on my channel, make sure to give likes and comments to the videos, and feel free to continue to subscribe. We're almost to 80 subscribers already, guys. I'm absolutely shocked, and I am so grateful that you guys have been taking the time to watch my videos and, post comments and like the videos and views and everything like that. It's really awesome. And thanks again, guys. I will talk to you soon.